synthesizer has 6 different presets from an analog all the way down to a sawtooth. It's all in there. And then you got 2 filters at the same time. And within the filters, Sugar Bytes has a really unique valve synthesizers, especially if you're doing dubstep kind of music or, you know, just making sound effects, mashing your bass into, you know, into oblivion and beyond. And you actually have an effects matrix over here, so this is what that knob does. So you have sub-oscillators over here, you have a distortion knob, and right here you have an effects channel, so if you want to send your effects to certain, you know, different areas within the thing, just press the buttons, and it changes it for you.
You could mash it up how you want it and put different distortions.
Yeah, I already set up everything's set up.
I know you think about me, think about me, think about me.
Sampling, I just took my vocal and just dropped it here. Right there.
Think about me. I know
Oh, thanks.
you think about me, think about me.
Underneath it? You talking about the, yeah, you talking about the dubstep,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Wow.
they're talking about the dub. So this is one of them, and depending on my velocity, I can change how fast it goes. Right, I can change the speed to give it that, you know, rhythm. I'll show you the other ones on here. So that's my first one. It's custom. It's called a Roar. Right, I give out free presets too to people on the ImageLine forum. But here's another one. Right, so that's another one. I just create different patterns for it, and then I stack it up later. Here's another one. And actually, this is supposed to be used with a bit crusher, which gives the that kind of sound. So check it out. This is without a bit crusher. If I play, let me go find that actually. Should be somewhere here. Okay. So if I play that again, I think I'll mute it. That's with the bit crusher, right? Choosing your sample rate. Right, it gives a cool sound, right?
So this is magnetic.
Well, you have to take the
knobs off and put it on.
It's not as easy as I thought it was.
Well, mixing keys like a program that'll write the keys into your tracks. So it's just a program thing.
But if you want to set up your own crazy modulations, this MIDI button right up here switches to MIDI learn. And in MIDI learn mode, everything that highlights purple you can mount. Okay. So I could take, say, this MIDI knob here, and I could have that control
Yeah, because most of them are like, you'll get a page or two, so there's always something that you can do with it beyond, but it's not like you have 6 fully customizable pages filled with containers and whatever you want, as opposed to you have a couple, it's usually something that you can adjust the layout slightly, there's some minor changes that you can do, you can reroute commands, but this is literally, if I show buttons again.
As long as you don't wear a headband.
So if I show buttons, it'll control 2 software pieces at once with 6 for each. So we have Windows Handler, so it automatically resizes and fits your window the way that you want it. So all of a sudden, this is what you start with. You start with a blank template that has 6 pages. So you start with this, and literally, it's easier to draw it out first so you can really figure it out. That's all that you have to do. So you show transparency, and all of a sudden, you see the program underneath, you figure out where you have to cut your holes, you run all of that, and then you go to every page and figure out how you want to have the window size and where you want to cut holes, and you do that for every page.
T-Max works the same way, like with the presets I play with it, and tweak from there. Yeah, well.
My plugins, and I can go up and down and see all the layered plugins. And then if I want to see a plugin, I click on it, it engages it. Right here. That's kind of typical of what you see with all your DAWs. Right, but is that through key commands being sent? Or no, it's a combination of both. MCU. It's both key commands and Huey, or key commands and MCU. Okay. But did you guys specifically program that?
Now this is what everybody works with, okay? And it serves us well. But what we're seeing isn't actually, I mean, what we're hearing isn't what we're actually seeing. And through Melodyne's lens, let's open the same file in Melodyne and watch what happens. The audio is being identified. It's going to tell you where each note lives relative to pitch and how long they are relative to time. And bang. This is the same as what we just heard. That's the power of Melodyne.
So we're hearing overtones there, right? Is that why it sounds like a single note is being played, but we're seeing it in 3 different places on the...
No, you're hearing the same seismographic waveform, but Melodyne's displaying it to you as individual notes. So now, if we have one note that's off, we can now go in there and spot fix it. Nothing does this like Melodyne. Plus, you have got a lot of creative opportunities.
Well, what I'm saying is that on the vertical, I'm seeing several things. And are those overtones that I'm seeing?
Right here? Where?
If you
Down
pick
here?
any point on here, I'm hearing individual notes, and left to right, that's but on here, I'm seeing things that are stacked on top of each other. And those
Right,
overtones?
Some of these are overtones.
Okay.
Like this, like these right here would be overtones.
Yeah.
And the way we can get rid of what we're visually seeing junk that's not pertinent to what we're editing, we can take Melodyne and we can customize the detection to a different degree so it's not over-detecting the audio for us. Now what we have here is our pitch scale. It automatically identifies it in the key of A minor. Now that's amazing. Just by importing the audio, we're in A minor. Now, I'm not knocking this, but again, just for a comparison, this doesn't do that. You can record audio and you have to ask somebody what key was that in. Even if I've been in sessions where we wanted to find out what key a song was in. Oh, I wish I could tell you who she was. All right, I like that part. Let me select that audio. Simply right-click on it and choose copy. Now you can scrub anywhere in the timeline. You don't want to put it right on top of itself, so I'm going to pick right about there and just hit paste. Where did the audio go? Right on top of itself. So exactly. I'll choose my pitch tool and there it is. The exact copy, but in a different pitch location. Now I'll select my amplitude tool and I can either make that new audio louder, up to 28 dBs by the way, it's pretty incredible, or I can lower it. I'll bring it down about 3 dBs. Now let's listen to that. Isn't that amazing?
That's like a regular 2-track and it's separating the vocals in a 2-track?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's their reaction.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can change the harmony actually if you really wanted to.
Yeah. If one of these voices were off, I have a fair chance at tuning the intonation of that voice.